Okay, so you're about to see the video of the overview and eye test on this, but I do ask you to stay tuned all the way until the end because I believe in transparency and you'll see what I mean at that point in time. But I will let you know right now there will be a part 2 of this video. But please watch this. As I said, I believe in transparency, so if you'll honor me in that, enjoy. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Iron Lighthouse Forge. My name is Nate. What I'm doing here today is doing a overview and a blade test on this knife that I made. This is actually the 5th knife I've made. I'm all about transparency. I am wanting to sell this knife. I believe it is in selling condition. What I've named it is Esau the Hunter, as it is a hunting knife. It does not have the more popular shape to it, as you'll see here in a second, but comes with a leather sheath. This is the second sheath I've ever made. Vertical belt loop, so you can put it left or right hand side. You just stick the belt through right there. It's a cross draw, and I actually have a little bit of, I'll just show you the knife here. All right, here is blunt for those purposes, just in case you come across the knife when you pull it out of the sheath. But now that I have the knife out, this is Esau the Hunter. This was taken out of 1095 steel. This was not blacksmith. This was actually just cut out of steel. But the thickness of it was 0.125. It ended up at about 0.119. There's not a full bevel on this. I was just testing that out. I like it. You may not. You don't have to buy it. I'm not asking for a fortune of it either. But G10 scales, as you can see, kind of the design there, actually feels really good in the hand. I rounded out this stuff right here, so it's not like a sharp, boxy feel, but it just is very ergonomic. Brass pens, as I said, 1095 steel. It's nice and thick. As I said, it's a hunting knife. You know what I mean? It's for backwoods, chopping at trees and stuff. If you have to, really, knives are not designed to do that, but it is for whatever purpose you need it to be. And look, there is going to be some imperfections, and I'll point those out to you. As I said, I purposely did the blunting though, just as a safety precaution because of the design. I couldn't get a finger. I didn't want to put a finger toil in there. I was afraid it would mess with the design of it. Now that I realize it would have been okay, but we're past that. You'll see here on both sides, it's a little off, not by much though. There is a little bit of a curve to the bevel. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. I'm try to take. Yeah, there's a little bit of a curve to the bevel here, but they do match up relatively nice. So this is the 5th knife I've made. I think it's in selling quality. If I could just give you a transparency example, after you start making knives, is that if you are interested in making knives, you will start to notice more imperfections on the knives you have around the house or buy. Bought this from a guy locally here in Ohio off eBay, and I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you see that big problem right there? Not every knife is ever going to be completely perfect. Is it worth throwing away? In my opinion, no, unless it's absolutely a fail. But there is a little bit more imperfections to this that I can point out. The point I want to make is this: I'm transparent at them. I'm not going to try to hide them from you. But I do want to show you what this blade, what this knife is capable of. First, what we're going to go ahead and do, I'm going to put it back in its sheath. We're going to do a paper test. Then I'm going to do a realistic, in my opinion, if you have to use it for self-defense or you are cutting through game, we're going to, instead of just slicing right through this thing, because it really a butter knife, if you swing it hard enough, you can do that, in my opinion. We're going to just cut through this piece of leather right here. Okay, to mimic a type of material that you have to get through to either, I don't know. If it said self-defense, you want to hurt the person attacking you so you can get away. If it's for hunting, you want to know that it can cut through some skin, right? So we're going to do that. It's a little bit different. I've seen all kinds of videos where guys just, run across water bottles, and that's cool looking and all, but I'm different, guys. And then we're going to do another leather test, where we're going to lay that on the stump, and we're just going to drop the knife right on it and see if it cuts through. And then to finish off, I'm going to cut through this, and I'm going to see if it'll still shave a little bit of hair. Probably won't, but we'll see. And if it doesn't, hey, you don't have to buy. I think this is a well-rounded knife for its purpose. By no means I'm trying to sell it for $200 at all. You can actually follow me on Instagram, as it's linked in the bottom there. Sorry, I should have said it at the beginning. And you can follow up on the sale, or when it's going to be for sale is probably going to be tomorrow, which would be the 22nd of July 2016, so Friday. But here we go, let's get started. So again, sheath, you can literally put it left or right, cross draw it, or you can put it just inside your belt loop and draw like that, which I just did for you. Okay, cuts. Said not a full bevel, so it's not going to be able to do that wavy stuff. And just so I don't get my camera all wet, I'm going to move you right there. And one thing I've learned about 1095 is you really want to make sure your steel is oiled, because if not, it will get all rusty. So my point of attack is to kind of go this way, just for fun. Let's kind of just do a stab test here. There we go. It goes right through. Okay. Let's see how many whacks it takes to get through this leather into the water. Cut it pretty nice. Go ahead and lay this leather right here as promised. There we go. Still shave some hair. Alright guys, so after the test you just saw on the wood chopping, this is what happened, and this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. And stay tuned to the end, because you're going to see the work I will do before I do the second part. But you can see right there, kind of, yeah, you can see right there, ouch, kind of sharp still. That's a good thing, right? Little dent marks there. I took the edge way too thin. Talked to the guy, he said, you know, that's an easy fix, just grind it back. So it's going to have a little bit more shaping, a little bit more of a critiquing of a shape. I'm going to take this in to, I think it's a good enough thickness to pass these types of tests, and it's going to work for the person that's going to use it. So stay tuned, continue the rest of the video. Thank you, cuts. That would have been a major problem. So, yeah. Alright, y'all, got my caliper here. Sorry about the lighting issues. And I got the knife back from the grinders. You can see we lost a little bit of width. Not much. But because of that, you can see towards the finger there, I'm going to definitely leave this area right here completely blunt. Because of if you do buy this and you pull this out really quick and you miss coming down right here, the way I design it, it should just slide right into place. But just in case you go right here, you're not going to cut yourself. So anyways, that's just my little design stuff I like on mine. But anyways, so you could see I took the edge off and down. My mistake was I think I took the edge when I started to put the edge on originally was at about 20 hundredths, maybe 25 hundredths of an inch. Now we're going to measure it. I talked to knife makers, and you know they typically want their edges to be at around 35 to 40. And that's too far on there. Hold on. All right, and we're about there. And so we'll see what that does. If we have to, we'll take it down again. And look, if there will be a part 2. If this doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. This is for my education and yours as well. But I think I saved this knife, guys. Stay tuned.